April 11th here in southern Ontario. Oh, excuse me, I got a cracked rib. There's a big shift in global economics, money. And I think if you have any money, you should be aware of it, which is why I'm going to ramble about it. I have no idea what it means to you, nor any suggestions on what you could or should do. But the BRICS is the acronym, and the big players are China, Russia, and India economically. Saudi Arabia, Mexico, oddly enough, is, I gather, joining this, and a bunch of other countries. And what they're doing is they're going to create their own currency based on a gold standard or precious metal standard. But what it means, in short, is about half of the world, economically, is not going to be using the US dollar as the medium of exchange, as has been the case since the Second World War. For example, if we sell grain to France from here in Canada, they would pay us in US dollars. If we bought bananas from Ecuador, we would pay in US dollars, and so on. Literally, every transaction around the world, from government to government, is utilized, and a lot of trade, has always utilized the American dollar. That is not going to be the case anymore. And we know China and Russia have been accumulating gold for quite some time. I don't think this change has snuck up on anyone. But it is already seriously hurting the American dollar because, again, it hasn't snuck up on the big boys, let's call it. The central banks of all of the countries in the world have seen this coming and have been removing US dollars from their reserves. This really hurts the US buck. And because this new currency, which inevitably will end up being a CBDC, central bank digital currency, so it'll be electronic or digital, but whatever, is again based on a gold or precious metal standard. The US dollar isn't based on that. And I always hate to, but have to point it out, Canada is one of only 6 countries in the world. One of only 6 out of like 193 or 96 countries. 193, 196, whatever countries. One of only 6, I keep stressing that owns no gold. None. We don't have, the government doesn't own an ounce, despite the fact we mine it. Oh, but Trudeau sold the mines to China. Oh, so I guess, yeah. Where did our gold go? The 4th month Trudeau was in power, so almost 8 years ago, he sold all of it to China for $50 an ounce. I cannot track down whether that was Canadian or American money, but at the time it was like $1,153, in fact, US an ounce. Not that we had a lot of it anyways, but I don't feel very good as a Canadian knowing we have no gold, our money is not backed by anything, and half of the world's economy is moving to, well, what is founded in a gold standard. So I don't know, I have no advisement, I don't have any money, I'm as poor as a church mouse. But that's my fault, nobody else's. But anyways, I don't really know what I would do if I had money. We see a run on the banks, and we see gold and silver prices slowly creeping up, and we see an increase interest and participation in like Bitcoin. blockchain cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin's just the most recognizable name. Again, I have no advisement on these matters, but should you have some money, I think you should be thinking about doing something. I just don't know what. Glad I could not help. But no, this is an unprecedented shift in economic, financial operations. I mean, there's been nothing like this happen, well, at least since the Second World War. So, food for thought.